ride, baby. Let's go. Let's go. It's about to go down, brother. It is about to go down. Downtown Julie Brown. Probably heard about what's happening down there in Los Angeles, Los Angeles. They sent out National Guard down there. So let's get started, man. Make sure we good. Make sure we live as always. Live in 2025. Let's make sure we good. Uh-oh. Hey, that's not what I want. Cancel. All right. All right. Shalom, shalom. All right. Now the comic boy wants to show. Make sure we cool, man. Hey, shalom. Damn. Yeah, we good. Looks like we good, baby. Try to keep an eye on this so I don't have to really monitor it on this phone. Hey, shalom to you. Shalom, shalom. As always, let's go. Things are starting to heat up, man. Hey, man. I'm going to do a news video, post it later. Just going into the situation that's happening down in Los Angeles. Los Angeles. Los Angeles. So, hey, don't come through here. Go back there, bro. So anyway, shalom. Hey, brother, shalom. Shalom to you. Hey, shalom to you, man. And just getting started. First off, before I begin, as always, I'm going to give all thanks and praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rekak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders. Great millstone. Much respect to the brothers, as always. And shalom to the hopeful elect. And welcome to another video. And you all should know what's happening down in Los Angeles. Los Angeles. Or that chaos, right? This is what they want. They want the chaos, and then they will bring in the order, right? They have over, according to the information that I have. In fact, I'm gonna do, like I said, I'm gonna do a video later today, going into a little bit of that, what's happening in Los Angeles. It's happening all over the country, actually. This ICE and all this shit, the immigration enforcement, whatever. And looks like it's gonna happen, man, real soon, bro. So they're sending National Guards down there, right? Jacob's Trouble. I believe what's happening down there in Los Angeles, this is being done by design. They want to bring in the chaos so they can bring in their new world order. This is the start of it. And I believe this is June, bro. It's June. Shit. As Apostle Tahar says, it's June. Right? This is it, man. I hope this is it, man. Let's go. I'm waiting for this shit to go down. Downtown, Julie Brown. Let's go. Let's get the shit going. All hell. Now listen. Listen, don't be a tough guy. Try to go out there as believers of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Me to just sit back. Just sit back, relax, watch the show, man. Just enjoy what we're seeing. We're seeing the fall of our enemies, okay? So I just wanted to kind of briefly touch on that situation down there in LA. I think it started on Friday. Northern Kingdom, they had enough, man. They sick of this shit. As the old saying goes, the Northern Kingdom, which is Ephraim, Manasseh, Zebulun, uh, Issachar, and Nim, right? So Northern Kingdom gets it first, and Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, we get it the worst. So eventually this is going to trickle down onto us. We're in Jacob's trouble, bro. There's no doubt about it. And we're walking on the pages of 2nd Ezra 15, right? Like I said, I'm not going to touch on it too much in this right now. Like I said, I'm going to do a video later, news video later, and post it going into that. But what I want to touch on, once again, is this is the downfall. We're seeing the downfall of our enemy. You're seeing this uprising of the people and all this stuff. And we're seeing, in fact, let me get you this. Let me get you this. They got these ICE, with these masks on and shit. Remember, he's trying to deport criminals, right? But Donald Trump he got 34 felonies, bro. Convicted felon, 34 felonies. I highly doubt that a lot of these immigrants these criminals that he's trying to send out of here got 34 felonies, okay? And by the way, it's believed that Donald Trump, he's on that Epstein list. You know Jeffrey Epstein, that guy. We know what I'm talking about. He's on that list. In fact, I saw a video of Donald Trump, an old video on TikTok, and they were together. They were Donald Trump and Epstein. They were chopping it up, talking. Hey, birds of a feather don't flock together, right? They're the same. Clintons, there's others on that list. All this P. Diddy, all that shit's distracting you from what's happening. You see, that's a distraction. All right? But I want to touch on, like I always like to go into, right? The destruction of the United Snakes of America, okay? We are seeing the fall of our enemy. It's quite obvious. It's quite evident, right? In fact, let me get you this. See. We get into it. Bear with me just a second. And Sirach Ecclesiasticus, right? And I won't be too long today. Slack you. Let's see. Sirach 25:7. This is why we here. To witness the fall of our enemy. Let's see. The ancient prophets are back today. Starting 7. Ecclesiasticus 25:7. It reads, there be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy. Remember, the heart is the mind, right? And the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that hath joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. You see? This is what we're seeing right now. We're seeing the fall of our enemy. And Esau's not going to go down easy. Oh no, you see, when a man jumps out of a building, he's falling, he's screaming, he's yelling. He's trying to grab something. This is what Esau's doing. He's not going to go, he's falling, but he's not going to go down easy, bro. See this Jacob's trouble. He's coming in like a flood with these. Who knows who these National Guardsmen? Who those could be those UN soldiers I've been talking about for years. If you remember, I brought this up many times. The Biden administration, they brought in all these Japanese, Chinese, or whatever, African, came over the border, right? It's believed that those are the UN soldiers coming in. They've been here, though. I heard years ago, back in 2012, 2013, that they had UN soldiers here in America training for martial law, right? Which I believe we're about to get, that's going to happen real soon. Hopefully this year. Listen, the sooner this thing can be done and over, the better. We can get out of here, bro. See that? In fact, though I've been bringing up, I've been going, the last few videos I've done, going into exhortations, encouraging you to continue in this thing because we have a very short time left. We're at the finish line. Let's keep holding on. You just got to hold on. And only the elect is going to, you know, only the elect is going to, the elect is not going to fall out of this, you know, we're not going to fall, Lord willing, I'm of the elect. We're not going to fall out. We are programmed, okay, and designed and built a certain way to endure hardships. If you have some kind of a feeling about what's coming up, Jacob's trouble, you know, you're a little bit frightened, that's fine, I understand. But you're not really, we don't really know what we're capable of enduring until it happens. You'd be amazed at what we can endure. Okay. Okay. We all have our own level of difficulty and hardships. Like I like to afflict myself sometimes. I put myself in a situation. Sometimes I say it. It's gonna sound crazy as hell, but sometimes I put myself in dangerous situations just to keep that edge. I do it. I'll be honest with you. I like it. I like excitement. I'll be honest. And we're about to get a lot of that real soon. What I'm saying, I'm not suggesting that any of you do that. That's just me. I've always done that. I put myself in a situation, okay, where, you know, and I use wisdom, of course, but I like to keep that edge because we're about to come into Jacob's trouble, bro. We're in it, I should say. I always say we're in it now. We've been in it. In fact, let me get you this. Now we're gonna get started. Let's see. A short time. Revelation 12 and 12, okay? And I know these scriptures are redundant over and over and over again. I gotta get it, okay? But this is where we at. Here it says, Revelation 12 and 12, it says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens. Who's the heavens? Not us, we're the heavens, okay? And the heavens are within us, right? Which is this word. Rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. See? Woe to the inhabitants of the earth. See? Woe to the inhabitants of the earth. Destruction. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil, which is a person, right, is come down onto you. Who? Us, the elect. That's who they want. They have an idea who the elect is in these videos. The devil has come down onto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Okay, I can't emphasize this enough. We are very dear and near to the end of this thing. The Lord has sped up the time, man. We're in June. What is that? June the 8th. It seemed like yesterday it was January the 8th. So let me get you this. Let me get you this real quick. Uh, let's get this. And Esau knows the time is speeding up too. Oh yeah, he's nervous. He's on it's a doomsday clock. He has a doomsday clock set up. He knows that that clock is to midnight. And the scriptures even go into that at midnight. You know, that's the highest. Midnight is the darkest time of the night. That's where we at. We're in the darkest time in the history of the world. Let me get you this. Up. See, yes sir. Yes sir, I feel it too, baby. Every day. Every day, man. And just because you're not a teacher, just because you're a believer doesn't mean you're gonna get some of that too. You're gonna get your beak wet a little bit too, if you know what I mean. You're gonna get your points too. The Lord about to show off, bro, through his elect, man. Just because you're a believer doesn't mean I don't know if I'm of the 144. I could just be a believer like yourself. You could be, you know, I don't know. We don't know who the elect is. But the elect will be teaching, going out, prophesying and teaching. The teachers and prophets will be going out on the hedges. That's some of the characteristics of the elect. See, the Lord is speeding up this thing, man. Like I said, it feels like it was January the 8th yesterday. Now we in June. We got all this shit happening. Mr. 34 felonies, you know, Donald Trump, you know, he got a hell of a nerve, Donald Trump. Can you believe this guy? A hell of a nerve. And the shit over there in Ukraine is starting to get cooked up. I mean, they bombed the hell out of Russia with those drones about a week ago. Now they're talking about Taiwan. And then there's some more information too about Israel, right? You know, the small hats. They're saying now that they need to. The whole world is seeing what they're doing, the genocide they're doing, bro. They're mad. The world is mad at them. They're seeing now for what they really are. They know that these aren't the people, man. You see this? It's quite obvious. In the past, they've been able to go and do what they've been doing, and the whole world backed them up. They're not the people, man. According to the scriptures. According to the scriptures, what happened to the real Israelites? We lost our identity. We didn't know who we were. This is the dry bone. That's where we woke up. They've always known who they were. How the hell are they the people? See this? The scriptures say that there will be peace in the land when the real Israelites return. There's not peace over there. It's been nothing but hell since they've been there. The whole place is a desert because of them. Because they're like unto death. When the real Israelites go back into that land, first that land's got to be purified. And as we know, we in that month, that Pride month. And they over there in Israel, in our land, they have that pink city, whatever it is, pink, the Pride pink thing, whatever. You know what I'm talking about? The rainbow slide of month. In our land, bro, the holy land. That ain't holy. That the scriptures are against. You know, how can I say this without getting this? I don't want to get shit pushers. Excuse me. Whatever, you know. That guy, Fleece Johnson. Look that guy up on TikTok. Fleece Johnson. This guy's a flaming rainbow slide, if you know what I mean. But what I'm saying is that land's got to be purified before we return. I'm going to touch on that a little bit. But when we go back to the land, right, it's going to flourish. It's going to be beautiful, like it was, even better than the Garden of Eden. Because that's why it's called the Garden of Eden, because that was the best place, the best part of the earth was over there, what is called the Middle East or West Asia. And it was lush, it was beautiful. The whole earth was called was the Garden of Eden, but that part over there was the best part, and it's going to be even better when we return to that land. The Lord's going to place us back in that land. Okay? The Lord himself is we're going to come down in chariots, like it says in Revelation 21. They put themselves over there. See that? They're not fulfilling biblical prophecy. See, we're going to come down in what is called a UFO, a spaceship, and take the kingdom. But the days are shortening up. Look at this. Matthew 24 and 22, it says, oh man, I think I brought this out yesterday. Matthew 24 and 21. Let's get excited, man. Come on. It's time to get excited. This shit's exciting to me. I love it. Let's go. I'm going into this thing with full confidence. Shit, you kidding me? I love it. Matthew 24 and 21, it says, and then shall there be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And except those days be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. See this? So if the Lord didn't shorten these days, there'll be nobody left. But that ain't gonna happen. The Lord's gonna preserve his elect. Now, we go to Malachi. Malachi 4 and 1, right? Putin, no, not Putin, Putin too, but I'm talking about, Iran, right? I'm gonna bring it up in another video later this week, maybe, Lord willing. Threatened nuclear attack, okay, on Israel. Okay, this jostling back and forth between Israel and Iran and all this nuclear talk, nuclear war. They're threatening them in the article I saw last week. Okay, so they're not scared of Israel. Remember, they bombed them last year with those missiles. Remember that? Shows you they ain't afraid. You know what I'm saying? If Israel was so big and bad, why didn't they blow them up then? Listen, Iran, they got the missiles, they got the bombs, bro. They got nuclear weapons, and the reason why I say that is because if they didn't have the bomb, right, the Iranians, right, or the Armenians, if they didn't have that bomb, they wouldn't have attacked Israel like they did. You see this? They're using that as a deterrent. The nuclear bomb they have. Bombs, plural. It's a deterrent. Why do you think they got missiles, these Iranians? Because there's over 30 to 40 American military bases surrounding them. They got the nuclear missiles. They got them. Okay. Otherwise, they wouldn't have attacked Israel like they did last year. And it's going to be a nuclear war in the so-called Middle East and here in America. Okay. Those two regions are going to get hit the hardest. And there's going to be other, areas as well, but mainly America and Israel are going to be wiped off the map. Malachi 4 and 1 it reads, for behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven. Burn as an oven, bro. And all the proud, the Esau, right? Yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble, and the day that cometh shall burn them up, said the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. The Lord's going to cut off Esau's bloodline, but there's going to be a small remnant. There's going to be a small remnant. There's going to be a small remnant of the Edomites preserved for slavery. So you see that? They're going to come back through the elites in the kingdom, right? and they're gonna be our slaves. And let me tell you something. I'm not gonna, Lord willing, if I'm of the elect, I'm not gonna play with these Edomites in the kingdom, bro. Oh hell no. I'm gonna psychologically, physically abuse them in every way because they don't like being. They're sensitive. You know, Esau and them Edomites. They don't like being. They're very sensitive and delicate. They don't like. They don't take. They take offense very easily. They're easily harmed by words. When you tell them their race is dying, I told Edomites that. I told a white lady that some time ago. She almost cried. She was crying. Yeah. Cause I told her that. Yeah, keep crying, bitch. Fuck you. You know, this is before I came in. You know, but they're very sensitive. I know how to trigger them. I know what words to say to them. Okay, psychological warfare. We're gonna meditate terror on their ass. But what I'm gonna do, what's gonna happen is, in the kingdom, when they die, right? First of all, I'm gonna extend their lives too. We're gonna have them live longer. So we got a lot of work for them. Oh yeah, I got a lot of work for you, Esau. The scripture said, what, Ezekiel 38, 30, yeah, I think it's 38. Continuing employment for them. A lot of job, a lot of work. Dead bodies, they got to clean up. All the mess they made, missiles, garbage island, all this shit that they caused, they cleaning it. They gonna do it, not us. We gonna oversee them. But what's gonna happen? We're gonna have the power to do this. When they die, it's not gonna be no 3 and 4 generations later. No, they're coming right back immediately, back to work. Oh yeah, we had the little kids working, picking cotton and all that shit. Oh yeah, dead bodies, they cleaning that shit. Let's see. It says she will leave them neither root nor branch. You see this? Let's see. Let me see if I think I want to go to Malachi 4 and 1. Hold on a sec. Let's go there. Up. See if I can go there. See if I can get something out of Malachi 4 and 1. Or 1 and 4, I should say. Salaki. Let's do this. Malachi 1 and 4. Says Malachi 1 and 4 says, let's see if I want to go up. Let's go to verse 2. Malachi 1 and 2. It says, I have loved you, said the Lord Yahweh. By Hashem Yahushai, right? Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother? Yeah, it's our brother. It says, said the Lord, yet I love Jacob. You see? So the Lord loves and he hates, right? He say, why would the Lord create something then hate it? He can do what he wants. I remember when I was in high school, I took a calligraphy class, that fancy writing. Sometimes I didn't like the way it turned out. I hated it. I said, I took it and destroyed it. Well, I created it, or a sandcastle, right? You ever make a sandcastle at the beach when you was a child? God damn it, that damn wave don't come and destroy it. Hell no. I made sure I did it before the wave came. I created, I'll destroy it. But the Lord, he's the one that's going to destroy this piece. See this? And he's sending Yahushai He's sending Yahushua, his son, right, in his place. So basically, when Yahushua shows up with the chariots, it's really the Lord, his Father is going to be within him. It's going to be like the Lord himself is showing up, but he's going to be within his son. See this? And also within us. When we get those new bodies, the Heavenly Father is going to reside within us. That's why the scriptures say, "Where's my house that you will build for me?" You see, we're the house that the Lord's going to dwell in. You see, think about that. He chose us that's why he created us. You see this? Remember, we're going to have physical bodies, but we're going to be supernatural. So the Lord's going to dwell within us, all of the Israelites, even the 2/3 when they come back in the kingdom. They're going to be in their right mind, right? But it says, "I have loved you," said the Lord. "Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, said the Lord, yet I love Jacob." So the Lord loves and he hates. And these are the kind of scriptures that's not going to be brought out in these stupid Christian churches and whatnot. Look at this. Verse 3, it says, "And I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness." Verse 4 says, "Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places." That's what he's done, right? He's rebuilt his kingdom, right? "They shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them," the Edomites, right, "the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever." You see this? And that's righteous anger. The Lord is righteous in his anger toward Esau. Even though he created Esau to be the wicked, all right? And he knew Esau was going to do the things that he did. Now the Lord has to cancel that out, that wickedness out. He has to balance everything out. The scriptures say a false balance is an abomination. No one gets away with what they've done. Esau and all the shit he's done, he didn't get away with that. That's an imbalance. The Lord has to cancel out that and balance things out. You see that? That's why even though we're in this truth, we still suffer because we are paying for what we've done in our past lives. The Lord has to cancel that out with judgment, you see. But he has shown mercy on us because he's responsible. The Lord is responsible for all that's happened on this planet and everywhere else. He takes responsibility. He created the situation. It's his movie. And so he takes responsibility. So he has shown mercy on us because he's the one that's, like I said, he's taking responsibility for everything that's happened was meant to happen. All of this. And everything that's going to happen, okay, in the very near future, the Heavenly Father takes responsibility for it. And remember, there has to be a sacrifice. And a sacrifice is not a sacrifice unless there's blood. And the Lord's about to do a lot of killing. Okay? A lot of killing here in America. Judgment. And all over the world. Particularly here in America. He has to, the scriptures say, it's going to be a great sacrifice in Basra, talking about America. See this? This is an altar. America's going to be an altar. And this is going to be a lake of fire. See this? Like I said in the past, that lake of fire is not a place you go and burn. This is talking about United America, the United States. It's going to be destroyed with nuclear missiles, hot radiation. So let's get into it. Let's start here in Jeremiah 23 and 29, right? Check this out. It says, let's start 29, right? Jeremiah 23 and 29, right? There's a play on words. There's a play on words in the scriptures. And it says here in Jeremiah 23 and 29, it says, is not my word like as a fire? See that? Said the Lord, and like a hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces. Now he said, notice it said, it's not my word like a fire. We're talking about the word, right? It is like a fire, bro. It cuts your soul. Well, this fire is gonna, this word is gonna, it says, it's not my word like a fire. This is gonna culminate into actual literal fire. See? It's starting out now as a word, right? The word is a fire, but it's gonna ultimately become a literal fire. Shit. Lasers from the chariots. See? Oh yeah. Hot lasers coming from the chariot, bro. Those things are hot. Huh? I mean, come on. The nuclear missiles. Remember, those missiles are part of the Lord's army. I'm gonna touch on it a little bit, Lord willing. These are his. It's gonna be a 4th of July. Okay, that's gonna be the 4th of July. The nuclear missiles being shot off here in America. See, the Lord himself is gonna launch those missiles. In fact, it's been many accounts where I think there was a story. There's a movie. Check this out. There's a movie back in the 80s. I can't remember the name. It's with Matthew Broderick, I think it is, the actor, right? And movies are not for entertainment. In this movie, I can't remember the name. He's playing a game on a computer. It's a nuclear war game between the USSR and America. And he was playing this game, but somehow in the game, it activated the real nuclear missiles as a launch. The missiles was actually going to launch off in this movie. The United States thought that the Russians were about to shoot on them. But it was just this boy playing this game. That really happened. It happened back in the 80s, I think it was, where the Russians, I think it was, thought that the United States was launching their missiles. But it was a glitch in the computers. They couldn't control it. It was like, oh shit. And they almost launched onto America, bro. This is back in the 80s, bro. But then somehow they was able to determine that it was not a real legitimate attack. It actually happened. Also, the chariots have been seen over these secret nuclear facilities, and the people there that are in charge of those missiles claim that they could not launch them, but everything shut down. The nuclear missiles shut down. They were unable to launch them, and they claimed that there was a chariot hovering over the nuclear facilities, see, showing that the angels control that. So the Lord's going to launch those missiles. It says, "It is not my word There's a lot of people out here today. It's not my word like a fire, said the Lord, and like a hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces. Fire. Notice the Lord loves fire. It says rock. This rock is Esau. You know it's rock. Mount Seir, Esau. He's from the mountains. So, but like I said, you know the Lord loves fire. It's a purifier. Here in Hebrews, because the Lord Himself is likened unto a fire. These chariots are like fire. I've seen them. That's why I think there's a movie called Chariots of Fire, right? Something like that. It says here in Hebrews 12 and 29, it reads, "For our God is a consuming fire." See? So the Lord Himself is like to a fire, bro. And let me get you this. The angels also are likened unto fire. Let's see, 41, okay. Probably be like another 20 minutes. So, Lord willing, we'll see what happens. Also, the angels are likened unto fire. And when we get our new bodies, we're going to be like a fire. We're going to be able to change ourselves, and you know, we can manifest ourselves as a bird flying somewhere. Or we can manifest ourselves, change ourselves into different, you know, type of, you know, whatever we want, you know. We can, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna have some amazing. This is the part of the blessing that we're gonna receive. Esau dreams of this. That's why you got these comic books, comic book heroes. If you ever go to these comic books, they got comic book conventions with grown ass men with gray hair, older than me. They go in there. Why do you think they go in there? Because they believe in that shit. They know that comes from the scriptures. See that? So, yeah, so a lot of people think that these comic books and all this shit, that's just some fantasy or some, no. No, where do you think they got it from? Like I said, they got comic book, I think it's called Comic-Con or some shit. Motherfuckers go there and, you know, dress up Spider-Man and all this shit. But the elites, they know we're gonna get that, Lord willing. Even the least in the kingdom is gonna be greater than King David, like the scriptures say. Think about that. I mean, even the least of us is going to be great. See, like I said, the Lord loves fire. Let me get you this though in Psalms, right? I love this scripture, Psalms 104, and it says, start at verse 1. It says, "Bless the Lord, O my soul, O Lord, my power." Power. See, God means power. And He's our power source. So just like you got a tool set, you need a power source to plug it in to the wall, or you got a battery, you know what I'm saying? And it says, "Bless the Lord, O my soul, O Lord, my power. Thou art very great. Thou art clothed with honor and majesty, who covereth thyself with light, as with a garment, who stretchest out the heavens like a curtain." This is going into His power. Okay, the Heavenly Father Yahweh, right? It says, "Who laid the beams of His chambers in the waters, who maketh the clouds His chariot, who walketh upon the wings of the wind. It's the point. Who maketh his angels spirits, his ministers a flame of fire. You see this? So even, again, fire. The Lord loves fire, and I like it. I love fire as well. There's different types of fire, too. So the Lord's going to use fire to melt. In fact, let me get you this. Like I said earlier, the Lord's going to, these nuclear missiles serve a purpose. I know I go into this a lot. You have to, because this is prophecy, bro. This is what's coming. It's all in the news. Even these regular Christian folks, they know about these scriptures now because they listening, you know. But he's going to use these weapons of mass destruction to purify the earth. Let me get you this. I think it's in Peter, right? I think it's in Peter. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's see. Oops, excuse me. Let's get this. Yeah, Peter. Second Peter, right? See all this shit. It's like in that movie Terminator. Sarah O'Connor, she had that vision, you know, in that movie Terminator. She saw the missiles. Why do you think they got movies like that? And also RoboCop, Terminator, all of that they was showing you in those movies, Terminator and RoboCop. They was showing you, even there's a movie show program back in the 80s called I think it's called The $6 Million Man. He was half robot, half person. See that? Transhumanism. They're showing you they were showing you what the future was going to be. Robots coming in. And also in Terminator 2, it showed, what did it show? It showed time travel, traveling in time. I believe this. This is gonna sound it's gonna sound crazy as hell. Believe it or not, Esau knows some shit, bro. Esau's wise. I believe that Esau can travel in time. I believe that. He can go back and forth. But he can't change nothing. He can only observe. You see that? The Lord didn't give him that. That's just me personally speaking. I'm not saying he can do that. But that's why you got that CERN. He's trying to, that CERN over there in Switzerland. He's trying to create portals and go through there because he can't go through the firmament, right? There's portals up there. And I believe that some of those portals, you can go into the future and you can go into other parts of the universe, other dimensions. He's trying to get to those portals. And I believe that Esau has sent probes through those portals. Kind of like there's a movie called Event Horizon. You ever watch that? Watch that film with it's called Event Horizon with Lawrence Fishburne in it. It's showing you, or Stargate. You see? Movies aren't for entertainment, man. You see that? So I don't want to get too much off into that, but these gamma rays, radiation from these missiles, a lot of people think that when these bombs detonate, that it's gonna, that's it. No, the earth will be renewed and refreshed after a period of time. And by the way, the Lord can wall in, the Lord can do anything he wants. He's gonna have control of the elements. And I believe that he's gonna put like an invisible dome around America, and then the missiles are gonna come in. I'm gonna, Lord willing, I get a little bit of Joel chapter 2. They even show that shit in The Simpsons. How they had a dome over the you know, but they're going into the whole flat earth shit. Listen, I care less what the earth is round, flat. I believe the earth is round according to the scriptures. It says it's the circle of the earth. But the missiles serve several purposes. The nuclear missiles. One, to destroy Esau, take him out of power. And two, to cleanse. 2 Peter 3:10 says, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise. You see? The heavens, talking about Esau's rulership. It says, the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements, right? I forget how many there are, shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. See? The elements are going to be melted. Now let me get you this. Let me get you this. Let's see. To prove to you that these missiles are going to purify the earth. Just like we are being purified, right? With the spiritual fire, as right now, right? The 2/3 are going to be purified with the nuclear missiles. That's going to be their purification. And then the Lord's going to purify the earth. You see, it says all these purifications happening. Shit. Let's see. It says here in Isaiah 20, starting in verse 18, it says, and it shall come to pass that he that who fleeth from the noise, these missiles of the fear, shall fall into the pit. These are the bunkers, right? And he that cometh up out of the pit shall be taken in the snare. These are the missiles, right? Now let me get you this. Hold on. Come back. It said this snare. This is a trap. Esau was snared with the technology that he was given. The scientists, these German scientists, these Temanites, they were the ones, I believe, that started with this whole nuclear missiles program. They're the smartest of the white folks, Edomites, the Temanites, the Germans. They always say, if you want the nicest cars, buy German. You want to buy the nicest stereos or whatever, German. Let me get you this. Yeah, let me get you this. Having good. The Lord has given Esau the wisdom, knowledge, and science to be able to develop these weapons of mass destruction. You see this? It says here in Isaiah 54:16, it reads, behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire. Now these are the weapons, these scientists. I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work, and I have created the waster to destroy. You see, these are the nuclear missiles. And so if you go back to Isaiah 24, right, in 18, it says, oh, let me go back to this. Hold on. Let me get you this. I almost forgot. Let's get this. Remember, the snare is the snare is a trap. The Lord put Esau in a trick bag, right? Within a trick bag. See, he's no escape. Job 18:10, it reads, the snare, see this, is laid for him in the ground. That's the nuclear missiles in the silos. And a trap for him, see, in the way. It's a trap. Esau got trapped. He's getting snared with his own damn weapons, bro. Now everybody got missiles. Well, not everybody. Here, back to Isaiah 24:18, it says, and it should come to pass that he who fled from the noise of the fear shall fall into the pit, and he that cometh out of the midst of the pit shall be taken in the snare. This is the missiles. For the windows from on high are open, and the foundations of the earth do shake. Now these windows, they said the earth shake. These missiles are going to shake the earth. It's gonna be. The scriptures say, I'm not going to get it. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard. It's going to be moving. He said the windows are open. Donald Trump is talking about this Golden Dome defense system over America. See, when it says the windows are open, meaning these missiles are going to come in up into the atmosphere and come down, and they're going to bypass all of these defenses, Star Wars and all that shit up there. It's going to go past it and come down to America. Let me get you this. It says, this is the point though, in verse 19, it says the earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean dissolved. You see? These missiles are going to clean the earth. The earth is moved exceedingly. See? So this earth is going to be shaken. Oh, here it is. Verse 20, it says, the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard. You ever see somebody drunk? They be staggering and shit, walking, you know what I mean? I was over in San Francisco a couple weeks ago. It's a mess over there, bro. I mean, people are defecating in the middle of the street. People are on fentanyl and all this shit. You see hundreds of people just standing out. Just, I don't know what the hell. People just standing there all damn day. Do something, man. If you do nothing, you're gonna get nothing. I'm always a guy who's always doing something, moving, shaking. I like doing shit. I got that from my father. My father was not a lazy man. He was always working, always doing something around the house. See, he grew up on a farm, so he was used to, you know. But a lot of these people, I see them over there, and they on some kind of drugs. And just staggering and all this shit. Walking around. It's like the Night of the Living Dead. You know what I'm talking about. But so the earth is gonna be moving though, like a drunk person walking up the street. Just got out the club. You ever see a drunk female? When I was young, I used to go to the club. I see a fine ass girl, females, they drunk. I was immediately turned off by it. Like, damn. Like, you know, it's just something about a drunk female that just turns me off, man. They holding their heels and they walking down the street barefoot. So anyway, it says the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. Let's do this. Let's go to Joel chapter 2. Oh man. We're almost done. Man. We're gonna wrap it up. Let's go to let's go to Joel 2 and 1. Start at verse 1. And it reads, blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountains. That's what I'm doing now. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. All I'm doing is reading the scriptures, bro. All I'm doing is this is what the scriptures say. If you're not prophesying, you're not in the spirit of Yahushua. Yahushua said in Revelation, the spirit of it says in Revelation, the spirit of the Lord is the spirit of prophecy. You see, we are prophesying. We're telling you what's going to happen before it happens. It says, let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. The day of darkness and of gloominess. Now, what's going to cause that? What are we talking about? Nuclear missiles, right? A day of clouds and of thick darkness. It says in Revelation, it says, the heavens shall roll together like a scroll, mushroom cloud, right? Day of darkness, day of gloominess, a day of clouds, and of thick darkness. These missiles are going to block out the sun. As the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong, they have not ever been the like. He's talking about these missiles. They're referred to as people, or they're also referred to as an army. It says, neither shall there be any more after it, even to the days of many generations. So there's not going to be any type of weapons ever again. Okay? These actually are primitive weapons, really, compared to what we're going to have. We're going to have spiritual powers. See, these weapons. By the way, these the technology that Esau has, Slakin, that's from the fourth dimension. In the fourth dimension, there's no physical, it's not physical. So these nuclear missiles are from the fourth dimension, and they're here in the third dimension, and it's a physical form. Follow what I'm saying? If you think about it, follow what I'm saying. So this technology, anything that you see, is from the fourth dimension. You follow what I'm saying? In verse 3, it says, a fire devoureth before them. That's the warhead detonated, okay? And behind them a flame burneth. That's the project, the exhaust coming from the rocket. They shoot off and there's a fire, right? Flame behind them. Like I always say, the same, the space shuttle. When they launch the space shuttle and those rockets come off, those are the same kind of rockets they use to launch these ICBMs, intercontinental ballistic missiles. And there's levels to nuclear warfare. India and Pakistan, they actually have the capability to launch intercontinental ballistic missiles, but not yet. They're in the process of getting that. They only can launch short-range nuclear missiles. You see that? So they're in like a trick bag. They're not going to mess with. They can't launch like onto America or Israel or Europe because they don't have the capability to reach them. So they're not going to mess with them. But America and other nations that have ICBMs can touch them. You follow what I'm saying? It's just somebody who's like in boxing. He got a long reach. The guy's got shorter arms. He can't touch him. These other nations didn't give some of these heathens the ability to shoot these long range. Like North Korea, they got them. They got ICBMs. So they're in a different, on a different level, you see, of nuclear war. Then you got submarines. You can pop up and shoot missiles on your ass. ICBMs, you see that? They can also fly a plane and drop them like that B-52 bomber. Stealth. Can come in and drop it and keep going. They also can shoot these nuclear warheads off of like these fighter planes. They can fly and shoot them off and take off. And they can shoot those like in that way. So there's different levels. There's strategy in nuclear warfare, you see. I think one of the things they try to do, because I read this shit about how they try to knock out, like the ICBMs, those are the ones that's the toughest to destroy because they're in the ground. And a lot of those silos, they got nuclear missiles under the ground, right? That they got tunnels under the ground, and they can move them all the way miles under the ground, and they can come up somewhere else and shoot off. You know what I'm saying? So they got all kind of things, man. Says they fire, devour before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the Garden of Eden. It's talking about America, right? This is what it's like right now. You know, this is a park. You know, it's nice, but it's not going to look nice after these missiles. And it says the land is the Garden of Eden before them, before the missiles hit, right? And behind them, after the missiles detonate, a desolate wilderness. You see? So this place is going to be a wilderness after these missiles destroy this place. Yea, and nothing shall escape them. So this again proves that no one's going to escape these missiles here in America. Everybody's going to die. It's going to be melted. It's going to just go down, just melt, incinerated. There'll be nothing left, dust. Not even, it's not going to be, you're not going to see no Starbucks cups. You're not going to see McDonald's bag. You're not going to see any remnant of any of America. Like in that movie Planet of the Apes. Remember that movie when he said, y'all did it. At the end, the Statue of Liberty was there. There ain't gonna be that. You ain't gonna see no Statue of Liberty. You ain't gonna see that shit. It's gonna be gone, bro. Dust and bones. It says in verse 4, the appearance of them, the missiles. He's talking about the missiles. Is as the appearance of horses. See this? Now, what is a horse? A horse is something that's very powerful. Horsepower, right? These nuclear missiles are very powerful. Joel was using ancient terminology to describe what he's seeing. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. So they flying through the air, right? Like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains shall they leap, like the noise of a flame that fire devoureth the stubble. as a strong people set in battle array. Talking about these missiles. So these missiles are going to be in a formation coming over. See? Verse 6 says, before their face the people shall be pained, and all faces shall be gathered blackness. So what's going to happen? What's going to happen is the people here in America are going to get the alert that these missiles are on their way here. It's what is it? The hypersonic missiles that the Russians have can shoot from Russia to America in 30 minutes. 30 minutes. These hypersonic missiles. But if they're launched from a submarine, right? They could be right in the middle of the Atlantic or in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. You cut that time in half, you see? So basically what this is saying is, all faces shall gather blackness. The missiles, people gonna be, when they get the alert that the missiles are on the way, people gonna be like, oh shit. Yeah, oh shit is right. There's nothing you can do. Kiss your ass goodbye, bro. The missiles are on their way. And once those birds launch, they ain't coming back. And the Spirit of the Lord is going to guide them over here. They shall run like mighty men. These are the missiles. They shall climb the wall like men of war. They shall march everyone in his own ways. These missiles have a destination. Every missile that Russia has, every warhead that China has in their arsenal have a destination on them. Like Iran, they got missiles. They got a missile for Tel Aviv. They got a missile for all those places. San Francisco. See? Phoenix, Arizona. New Orleans. But they're going to knock out the strategic areas first. See, there's a strategy in nuclear warfare. And what they're going to try to do, what I learned was, they're going to try to knock out these bomber planes first. Destroy them, keep them from taking off and dropping their bombs. See, that's one of the strategies. The submarines, those are the ones that are most lethal. Those are the ones that are most lethal because those submarines are designed in a way where it's very, 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 very difficult to find them. In fact, it's believed, I learned this, that it's easier to find a needle in a haystack than a submarine in the ocean. They're very hard to detect. They're designed in a certain way. Those are the most lethal. Okay, they shoot ICBMs as well off the coast of, but they have a destination. In fact, so anyway, it says, they shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war. They shall march everyone on his ways, you see? On his way to their destination. And they shall not break their ranks. They're not going to miss. Verse 8, neither, Joel 2:8, it says, neither shall one thrust one another. They shall walk everyone in his path. And when they fall upon the sword, they should not be wounded. So Esau's, the United States of America's nuclear defense is not going to be able to destroy him. That's why it says, when they fall upon a sword, they should not be wounded. The United States are not going to be able to shoot them down, you see. Anyway, it says, they shall run to and fro in the city, these missiles. They shall run upon the wall. They shall climb up upon the houses. They shall enter into the windows like a thief. They're going to come in and they're going to bypass a lot of these, even the radar detection. They're going to pass, they're going to realize, oh shit, the missiles are here. We didn't even detect them until the last moment, you see? That's why I said they should enter into the windows like a thief. They're going to come in unexpected. Oh shit. Verse 10 says the earth shall quake before them. See? The heavens shall tremble, the sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. So it's going to be very dark after these missiles detonate. Remember, the elect is going to be in the chariot watching. We're going to have a bird's eye view. We're going to be looking down. Here, look at this, verse 11. And the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahshai, shall utter his voice before his army. See? So this is proving that this is part of the Lord's army. And the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahshai, shall utter his voice before his army, for his camp is very great. For he is strong that executed his word. To the day of the Lord is great and very terrible. And who can abide it? Let's see. Go and get you something else. Salakia. If you go down though to verse 30, and it says, and I will show wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood and fire and pillars of smoke. The sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before the great and the terrible day of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshai come. See that? Look at this, verse 32. It says, this is kind of similar to John 3:16, right? Here in Joel 2:32, it says, and it shall come to pass that whosoever should call on the name of the Lord, whosoever is the Israelites, the elect, not everybody. It should come to pass that whosoever should call on the name Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, right? You got to know the name, right? Not Jeebus Christ, not Jeebus Cross, not none of that. It's Yahweh. The Hebrew name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh, and the Son is Yahweh Shai. It says, and it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be delivered. And only the elect is going to do that. For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance. See? In Mount Zion and Jerusalem, Yerushalayim, Yasharahla. He is Prince of Power. The Israelites are going to be saved, the elect. And the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahshai said, and in the remnant, see this? The remnant is the elect, right? Whom the Lord shall call. See? All praises down and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakapadash, Shalom. Oh, man.